What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Hipo Supercoach, and today we've got the big bad round 4 review. Scored the 2055. Yeah, it's not ideal. Top 10% for total score. Season rank 17k, round 4 rank 75k. It's not pretty, but you know what? There's plenty of time to recover, and I know I can do so. Let's get into the team. So we've got the 235k sitting here. We'll talk about some trades soon. Nick Dacos, unreal. Probably a lock for D1, I'd say at this point. Sam Doherty, 71. So I just want to see how Walsh affects his scoring. I think it helps him. Like I said in my other video, I feel like he's not quite playing backline or midfield. He's kind of getting caught in between. When he plays one or the other, he does really well. So yeah, I'm not too worried about Doherty. I know a lot of people are. I just think, what's the point trading him? I guess he could lose another 25k, but the upside's clearly there. I just think hold. We picked him for a reason. He'll come good, I think. Will Day, 107, really good trading, it seems. Had a bit of a quiet fourth quarter, I believe, or sort of faded out a little bit in the second half, but they got smacked, so he'll be fine. I think he's a genuine top 8 potential. Like, he looked unreal today. Like, Supercoach aside, he looked really, really good. So yeah, happy with him. Gimby 40, I think it's just a one-off. One thing we know about these young kids is they tend to have games where they play badly. It happens with pretty much every rookie. And it seems like a lot of these guys have had weeks like this. We'll talk about it a bit more, but yeah, I'm not too worried about Gimby. I think he'll still be fine. Break even of 18. So hold for sure. Connor McKenna, 86, happy with him. Liam Jones, 45, you're fucking gone. Wilmot, 50, Cowan, 51, so who cares? Neil, 102, so he's just, yeah, continuing to just hit, like, pass marks, but that's pretty much it. He's not setting the world on fire by any means. Break even of 136, so what is it, 619, he's dropped 40, 50k now. Bit of a flop of a starting pick, oh well. Bont, so this is a really frustrating one. Luke Beveridge playing him at full forward in the third quarter. You wonder why you fucking blew a lead, dipshit. Anyway, gonna try not to get too angry tonight. This kind of worries me a bit about his captaincy / vice captaincy option, because it's just like, Bevo's got these tricks up his sleeve where he could just fuck everyone over. So yeah, I'm not really sure I want to be taking the punt on him. LDU 102, not bad considering he got tagged after quarter time, so happy with that. I'd still probably consider putting a VC or C on him, but there's not many options in this team. I think that's the problem, no English or Oliver, it's really hurt. Yeah, anyway. Set up for 87, so not too bad. Had pretty shit time on ground, I believe, and yeah, I think I'll hold, but the break even suggests you probably should trade. Wait and see. I think I'm just going to hold for now because I think it's not so much more money to make. I just want to have some decent on-field scores. So if he goes sub 85 this week, he'll be gone. Lockyer 75. He's probably the one that has to go this week. I'm sick of putting up with mediocre scores from him. I mean, him and Wangani, Malera and Bruin just fucked my whole season. But we'll fix it up, and I think this will be the week we correct most of the things. Jacob Hopper, 75, so he faded as well. I'm not really sure what happened to him. I still rate him as a player and as a pick, so 75 is annoying, no doubt, but I think there's some 110s left to give for us. Ashcroft, 75, so what's his break-even looking like now? 22, so one we might have to move on soon. I feel like he hasn't played any really easy teams yet. I feel like there'll be games where he can sort of roam around a bit more and a bit like more uncontested, if that makes sense, because it just seems like every time he's near it, there's like a lot of pressure and stuff. So the role's not great either. He's not getting many CBAs. So one to keep an eye on. I definitely don't think you'll be keeping him for as long as what we thought in the preseason. Mackenzie, 49, so his role's pretty shit. I think the role wasn't so much the problem today. It was just more the conditions, and he's just fumbled a bit. He's had a bit of an off game, so still pretty confident in Cam Mackenzie. But yeah, what's his break-even looking like? 13, yeah. So all these rookies are sort of hurting their break-evens, but I still think there's a fair bit of money to be made, and it just takes one good game. He could ton up next week. Plays Gio West, he could definitely ton up, even with his low CBA role. He's a gun. Just had a bit of a down game today. Oscar Baker 47, so that hurt a bit. The conditions didn't really suit him though, so not too stressed about him. Bytail 10, this is one that really does hurt a bit because his break-even's fucked now. So cheers, Ross. Constable, I think, comes back. Apparently had another really good reserves game, so fingers crossed he comes back because I think he's got a lot of money to be made. I wouldn't be trading him. People trading him? No. His role in the ones is very good. I know he's had some bad games with disposal efficiency, but he's got a really good role, and I think just keep him. Hope that he comes back. And I think he can get to 300k pretty quickly with that role. I know he didn't set the world on fire the first 2 games, but yeah, hold the faith with him. So I held Wits in the end and fielded Radaglia, so I was really, really lucky to get an 88 from Rat. Obviously was going to go Grundy, and in hindsight it probably would have been better to go Grundy because he's got the Nank less Richmond this week, which I didn't actually know at the time, but obviously hindsight is 2020 and whatnot, so got that wrong, I guess, and Wits is a pussy for not playing with Saunders. But, yeah, really happy with Rat's 88. I thought he played really well. And they actually looked for him for those cheap switches and stuff. Like, they actually looked for him. So, fingers crossed he can make a bit of money. His break-even is -12. So, yeah, maybe he could get to 300k if he plays like that again. But not really going to expect that every week. And then Marshall getting subbed out fucking hurts, man. Like, why? You're resting Rowan Marshall, a 26-year-old who's playing Collingwood next week, who don't have a ruckman. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but whatever. Dunkley 84, so yeah, bit of a down game for him. Whatever, everyone's got him. Taranto 114, happy with that. Gordon 102 is good. I really expected him to go much less. I think I turned this game on for about half time and to the last few minutes when obviously it was closer, I turned it back on. But I was just pissed off with Supercoach at that point. I was like, fuck this, I'm not watching any of the games. But yeah, for him to ton up, I think he had relatively low CBAs and the role doesn't look great. So I think long term it might not be the best pick. Probably not quite a top 6 forward. But yeah, hopefully in some of these games where they play a bit easier teams, he can really rack up the uncontested and kick a few goals and maybe go like 120-ish. Jack Zeeble, 92, solid score. Sheasel, 111, unreal. This kid's an absolute monster. Break even of -12. He's just going to get to 500k faster than probably anyone in the history of Supercoach, if I'm being honest. K Chandler, 59, so that hurts a bit, having a 59. Is what it is, but yeah, I think he's still relatively okay as a field option. It's funny how the easier opponent you'd think he'd score more as a little forward, but doesn't always work out the way logic would suggest it will. So let's talk about some trades now. So exciting stuff. So the first thing, I think I'm going to keep it relatively simple. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I think Jordan Dawson is a must-have. Reason being, I'm not sure about his break-even, but the role looked unreal. I think he had 28 touches and a goal, and he went 171. So he's obviously insanely efficient. As a pure mid, Dawson could probably go 125 average. I think that's pretty reasonable if he doesn't get tagged. That being said, I think he might cop some attention from Carlton this week because he's way more damaging than Rory Laird, like way more. But I'm not really relying on taggers at this point. I think Dawson, even if he does have a shit week this week, he'll be a keeper. So he's got to come in. So Lockie Ash and Liam Jones will be the ones that sacrifice. I'm pretty confident getting these 2 bums out. Absolute traps they are. And then we'll swing Constable back. Fingers crossed he gets in. We'll swing Davey into the mid. And then we'll bring in... sorry, we don't want to swing Constable back. We'll bring in Jordan Dawson. And we will bring in... break even, Jacob Van Rooyen. So not someone I'm super thrilled about bringing in, but the break even's really, really nice. And yeah, so if we have a look here, he only has to go 42 to make 51k. So I think against Richmond, he could maybe kick a few. Yeah, he'd probably be matched up on that Tyler Young kid, who's not the best. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think, obviously not having Oliver or English, I just feel like at this point it's too late. Oliver's one I'd love to get in. And I could do it over Dawson. But I just think, like, if we compare the break-evens... I mean, it's tempting. It is tempting because you would think that Dawson might cop some attention. So I could do that, and like I'll show you what it looks like if I do. But yeah, break-even wise, it makes more sense to go Oliver this week. And obviously just having that captaincy option. I don't really know who I'd rather field out of Wilmot and Baker. I guess that's kind of what it comes down to. Maybe Wilmot. I don't know. I mean, Baker's shown that he can go big, but he's also shown that he can go fucking terrible. So it's a weird dilemma. Obviously, Constable plays, he goes straight on my field. But yeah, so I'm thinking either Dawson or Oliver. I think Dawson has slightly more upside at this point, which might sound a bit crazy to you, but I'm telling you, it's just that role is unbelievably good. And the break-even is really low, so I think you can't really go wrong with Jordan Dawson. So let me know what trades you guys are thinking of doing. Tom Stewart's obviously a really nice option as well. I could do a boost and go Setterfield to Stewart, but I think I'll give Setterfield one more week. Stewart's break-even is pretty low. It's one that I might do, to be honest. Who does Setterfield play? It would take a boost though, so that's one thing to consider. So Stewart's break-even 69. It's pretty safe to say he's going to break that. He plays against West Coast. Shouldn't have any issues there. And Setterfield plays Melbourne. It's a very interesting one. Let me know what you guys think I should do. Setters for Stewart. Can do it. One trade. I'll show you how it looks. If we go boost, activate. The thing is with Setters is I know he's not going to be a keeper. But he has shown that he can go quite big, so it's a tricky one. Whereas Tom Stewart, pretty confident he's a keeper. So that's how the backline would look unreal. It'd push Will Day to D5 at that point. And then it would just have the midfield left to really sort of upgrade. And Sicily will probably be the one I want at D6. So he'll be a nice price soon. But yeah, I think just Dawson in that role just looks too good to me. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I've rambled on for too long now. Do a trade target video sometime during the week. And hit list videos coming soon. So make sure you have the noties on. I think like 75% of you guys unsubscribed. So if you're unsubscribed and you're still here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next one.